Welcome. This channel brings you daily motivation and uplifting sermons. Subscribe now. And together let's reach 1,000 subscribers while building a positive, inspiring community. Ladies, let's start here. Favor isn't something you earn. It's something you receive. It's a gift, not a transaction when you're blessed by God. His favor becomes evident in ways both big and small. You begin to see the intricate patterns of His hand weaving through your life. And when I say favor, I'm not talking about material riches or worldly achievements alone. Those things can come and go. I'm talking about the kind of favor that brings peace in chaos, that provides clarity when life feels confusing, and that sets your path straight even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Divine favor often shows up in the relationships you cultivate. Maybe you found yourself surrounded by people who build you up, who encourage you to walk in your purpose. Maybe you've been placed in positions where you can be a source of encouragement to someone else. These aren't coincidences. These are blessings. God positions you where He needs you most. And as a result, you thrive. You move through life knowing that you are not alone and that His presence surrounds you. That's favor. And let's not forget the open doors. You may have experienced moments when, against all odds, an opportunity presented itself. You weren't qualified by the world's standards. You didn't have the right connections. Yet somehow, someway, the door swung open, and you stepped into a situation you never thought possible. That's divine favor at work. And when that happens, it's not about saying, "Look what I've done." It's about acknowledging what God has done. It's about standing in awe of His ability to create pathways where none existed before. When you walk in divine favor, it changes your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, you see them as setups. Instead of focusing on the obstacles, you start looking for the lessons. You begin to recognize that every delay, every no, every detour is just another way that God is preparing you for something greater. Divine favor means you can step into the unknown with confidence, knowing that if God has brought you this far, He won't leave you now. And here's the beauty of it. Divine favor isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to all who seek it, who trust in God's plan, and who walk in obedience to His word. If you want to see more of that favor in your life, start by drawing closer to Him. Spend time in prayer, immerse yourself in His word, and surround yourself with people who are also walking in faith. The more you align your life with God's principles, the more His favor becomes apparent. Remember, favor is not about everything being perfect. It's about knowing that even in imperfection, even in struggle, even in uncertainty, God's blessings are still pouring into your life. That's what it means to walk in divine favor. When you see that favor at work, you can stand tall, walk boldly, and move forward in faith, because you know that you are, indeed, a woman blessed by God. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing I've learned in my journey, it's that the true measure of strength isn't found in muscle or might, it's found in faith. A woman blessed by God knows that her strength doesn't come from the world around her. It comes from the God within her. She's connected to a power source that never runs out, never burns out, never leaves her stranded. When you rely on that divine strength, You're no longer limited by what you think you can handle. Instead, you're elevated by what God knows you can overcome. Let's be honest, life isn't always smooth sailing. There will be storms. There will be moments when you feel you can't go on. When the weight of it all presses so heavily against you that it feels impossible to take another step. But a woman blessed by God knows she doesn't have to carry that burden alone. She remembers the words of Psalm 46:1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Those aren't just words on a page, they're a promise. They're a reminder that when you feel weak, He is strong. And when He is strong, you are unstoppable. This kind of strength goes beyond endurance. It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving, even in adversity. A woman blessed by God learns to view her challenges not as defeats, but as opportunities to lean on His power. She doesn't shrink back in fear. She presses forward in faith. She becomes resilient, not because she has all the answers, but because she serves a God who does. That's where her courage comes from, that quiet confidence that no matter how hard the road, she's never walking it alone. And it's not just for her benefit. A woman who draws her strength from God becomes a source of strength for others. She uplifts her family, her friends, her community. When people see her facing difficulties with grace, with poise, with an unshakable peace, they're drawn to it. They start asking, how does she do it? And the answer is simple. She doesn't do it alone. She's tapped into the well of living water, and that well never runs dry. This strength also manifests in the way she carries herself through the highs and lows. When times are good, she doesn't rely on her own abilities. She gives credit where it's due back to God. When times are tough, she doesn't crumble. She prays. She gets down on her knees. And in that place of surrender, she finds the power to rise again. It's a paradox. The more she relies on God, the stronger she becomes. The more she lets go, the more she is lifted up. And here's something beautiful. This strength isn't about perfection. It's not about never feeling fear or never having doubts. It's about knowing where to turn when fear creeps in and doubts whisper in your ear. It's about knowing that even when you fall, God's hand is there to lift you back up. It's about trusting that His strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you embrace that truth, you become unshakable, not because you have it all together, but because God does. So when life throws you challenges, and it will, remember this: you're not standing on your own 2 feet. You're standing on a solid foundation, one that cannot be moved. Your strength comes from above, from the God who formed you, loves you, and walks with you every step of the way. That's how you keep going. That's how you keep climbing higher. That's how you remain, undeniably, a woman blessed by God. When you are blessed by God, your life becomes a testimony, whether you realize it or not. People are watching. They see how you walk through challenges, how you celebrate victories, and how you treat others along the way. They're drawn not just to what you do, but to who you are. You may not think you're extraordinary, but through the lens of God's blessing, your life radiates a light that encourages, uplifts, and inspires those around you. You might not always hear it from them directly. Sometimes The person you inspire is the one who quietly admires your strength from afar. It could be a co-worker who notices your unwavering calm under pressure, or a friend who sees how you maintain hope even when the odds seem stacked against you. It might be a family member who watches the way you forgive, the way you love, the way you live, and starts to wonder if they, too, could find that same peace and joy. You may never know the full extent of your influence, but make no mistake, a woman blessed by God leaves an imprint wherever she goes. What is it about a blessed life that inspires others? It's not about perfection. In fact, it's often your imperfections, your humanity, that make your testimony relatable. People see that you're not untouched by hardship, that you have struggles and moments of doubt, just like everyone else. What sets you apart is how you respond. Instead of being crushed by your burdens, you turn to God and rise above them. That response, the faith that refuses to crumble, the hope that refuses to fade, becomes a beacon for others who are searching for their own way out of darkness. When you live a life grounded in faith and gratitude, it sparks something in those around you. They see you choose kindness when the world chooses cruelty. They see you extend grace when it's undeserved. They see you hold fast to your values, even when it would be easier to compromise. That kind of consistency, that kind of integrity, is rare. It stands out. And when others see that it's rooted not in human effort, but in divine blessing, they begin to ask themselves, if God can do this in her life, could He do it in mine too? This ripple effect of inspiration isn't confined to personal relationships. It extends into your community and beyond. Maybe it's through volunteering, your time, sharing your story, or simply being the person others know they can count on. Every act of faithfulness, every choice to reflect God's love, contributes to a larger picture of what it means to be a blessed woman. It's not about building your own platform. It's about pointing to the source of your strength, your joy, your peace. Your life becomes a living, breathing example of God's goodness. And that is one of the greatest blessings of all. And don't underestimate the power of small moments. Sometimes, the way you handle a difficult conversation or offer a kind word at just the right time can inspire more than you'll ever know. The Holy Spirit works through these moments, planting seeds of faith, hope, and love in the hearts of those who witness them. Over time, those seeds grow, and the people you've inspired may go on to inspire others, continuing a cycle of blessing that stretches further than you ever imagined. So remember this: your life, just as it is, can be a reflection of God's love and grace. You don't have to be a celebrity or hold a microphone to inspire others. You just have to walk in faith, live with integrity, and allow God's light to shine through you. When you do that, you become a living testimony, a source of hope, and a powerful reminder that being blessed isn't just about what you receive, it's about the legacy you leave. Gratitude is a posture of the heart, a choice you make every day. When you are a woman blessed by God, gratitude becomes your foundation. It's not just something you feel when things are going your way. It's something you carry within you, no matter the season. This gratitude is not based on the size of your blessings, but on the realization that each breath, Each moment is a gift from God. A spirit of gratitude transforms how you see the world. It allows you to find joy in the little things: a sunrise, a warm cup of coffee, the laughter of a child. You begin to recognize God's fingerprints in the simple, everyday moments. And as you practice gratitude, it becomes second nature. Instead of asking, "Why don't I have more?" you start to see how much you already have. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you focus on what's present. This shift in perspective opens your heart to receive even greater blessings. Because you're no longer looking for what's next, you're treasuring what is. Gratitude also strengthens your faith. When you consistently thank God for His goodness, you build a deeper trust in Him. You start to see how He's guided you through tough times, how He's provided in ways you couldn't have imagined, and how He's always been faithful. That gratitude for past blessings fuels your confidence for the future. It's like saying, "Lord, I remember what you've done for me, and I know you will continue to be good." This mindset helps you face challenges with a steady heart, knowing that God's provision never fails. But it's not just about the blessings you can see. A woman blessed by God knows how to be grateful even in the waiting, even in the hard times. That's not easy. It takes faith to say thank you when the answers haven't come yet, when the storm hasn't passed, when the mountain hasn't moved. But it's in those moments that gratitude becomes a powerful declaration of trust. You're not thanking God for the struggle itself, you're thanking Him for being with you in it, for the strength He's giving you, and for the growth that will come from it. Gratitude in hardship is a testimony of faith that inspires others and brings glory to God. And here's the beautiful part: gratitude is contagious. When you walk in gratitude, you spark it in others. They see how you remain thankful and joyful, even when life isn't perfect, and it makes them want to find that peace, too. Your gratitude becomes a light that shines in a world often clouded by complaint and comparison. It sets you apart and shows that your blessings come from a higher source. So let gratitude be the hallmark of your walk with God. Make it a daily habit to count your blessings, both big and small. Start your day with thanks. End it with thanks. And keep a thankful heart through every moment in between. When you do, you'll find that gratitude not only magnifies the blessings you've already received, but also prepares your heart to receive more. You'll walk with a deeper sense of peace, joy, and contentment, and most importantly, you'll draw closer to God, the source of every good thing in your life.